sponsors.
We're live.
All right, what is up, everybody? We are back with the Team Apollo podcast featuring me at Ryan Lichtel, Team Apollo crew member at Mark Not Marcus. And then we have Riley Feast of Wavelength and also Sean Kana of Wavelength today.
We're back.
Joining us again.
Back for a second week. What's up, guys? How you guys been?
Doing.
It's just been like, we're exactly like last week.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? That's what every week is like.
Absolutely nothing changed since the last podcast, and we're going to be talking about the exact same thing.
Yeah, but we did leave off on a cliffhanger there. We're
Yeah.
going to talk about paranormal activities
Ooh, I got some good
and
ghost
our
stories.
experiences with them.
So this one's going to be probably named Ghost Stories.
Ghost
Team Apollo
Stories.
Ghost Stories.
That's cool. That's cool.
Yeah.
We got to revisit this around Halloween too. You know what
Yeah,
I mean?
most
Get some
definitely.
experienced guests in
Ooh.
that field.
Yeah.
That'd be cool.
Yeah. So
Experienced paranormal guests.
Sean's been like on the edge of his seat for like ever to tell his stories. So let's hear. Let's hear
Okay,
what you
so
got.
I have one story.
Okay.
And so to start, I do not believe in ghosts.
Is this the one I was there for?
Yeah. Well,
Okay.
wait, maybe.
I
What do
was
you
there for like half of this, if it's what I think it is.
What do you think it is?
Just tell your story. We'll figure it out.
This is like a recent one.
Oh, then I.
You were present, but it didn't happen to you.
Oh, okay.
Okay, so long story short, okay, to start this, I don't believe in ghosts. I think there's like logical explanations for like paranormal activity. We'll get to that at the end. But so here's my most recent ghost story, okay? So we were at my friend's studio, and it was like Riley and I and like a bunch of us, and like we were like drinking and chilling and like playing some music. And like I was like looking around and kind of like I like panned my head to the left, and I like looked through this like
I know what you're talking about.
yeah, sort of my friend's like dining room. And dude, literally, like I swear, there was like this dude that like when I looked past that I saw for like a second, standing there in the corner, like this old tall white guy with his hands crossed, like staring at me. And like I look back over immediately and he's like not there. Now there were like curtains there, and like humans like look for things that look like faces and
Patterns,
stuff.
yeah.
You know what I mean? And so I don't know if I like actually saw this, but I was like, whatever. I didn't even say anything. At the time I didn't know everyone there that well, so I was like, I'm not bringing up that I think I just saw a ghost. And so I get home and I'm like telling everybody about it. And I was like, I need to like tell everybody what happened. So the next time I'm there, I like brought this up, and my friend was like, "Wait, are you fucking with me right now?" And I was like, "No." And he's like, "Dude, hold on." And he calls his other friend that was staying at his house like 2 days ago, and he's like, "Yo, tell Sean what happened the other night." And he was like, "Oh yeah, I was like sleeping, and I woke up, and there was just this like dude that I saw standing in the corner, this like tall dude with his arms crossed, like staring at me." He described the exact same thing. And we were like, "Okay, what the hell?" Not to mention that my friend's house, he's like told me is haunted, and I don't even exactly remember.
It's like an old like Tudor mansion.
Yeah, it's something like
I don't even know what that means, but it sounds scary.
yeah. What is a Tudor mansion?
So the Tudors were like a like ruling family in England.
How did you know that that was that?
Because I'm fucking smart.
Okay, well,
I know like little bits about like any random shit. It's
no, but how did you know that his house?
I feel like
was
I'm
that?
filled with that.
because
like, just
I saw
random
his
facts.
mom's like listing for it on Facebook.
Oh, word. Okay, I get it. But no, so that was like that. Now I don't believe I saw a ghost, but I saw a ghost. So that's
Damn,
my whole
interesting.
story. It's not scary. It's not cool. Well, actually, there's a couple more stories in that same place. The one time we were there, and now in his attic, there's like when I'm talking about Sorry, by the way. That's what I'm talking about. So he'll be on this at some point. So in his attic, there's like they took down this wallpaper, and there's all these like drawings all over the place of like this little girl. It's weird. And according to him, what is the story? I don't exactly remember the story of that.
I have no idea what you're talking about.
It has something to do with like that this girl was like living there at some point or something, and it's just like weird and creepy. And the one time we were in the like in their attic, and it was like me and a couple of my friends. Were you there this night, Riley? Emma was there.
I don't think so.
And we just heard like this knocking on the window. It's like when we were up there, and I was just like being like a dickhead, and I was like talking out loud, like taunting the spirits in quotations. Sure. But we just heard this like knocking, and you're talking like this is like the third or fourth story of the kid's house, and so like there's like nothing that could have been doing it, but like still not ghosts. But yeah, so
Whoa,
Dang.
that's that.
that's creepy.
I've had a few paranormal experiences. Do UFO experiences count?
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay, so there was this one story. I don't know. Did you ever hear this story?
No, I was just gonna say
With
we need to
Noah
talk
Breck?
about what we saw the other night.
Yeah,
then.
that too.
Oh, you have
That
a
too.
recent story?
Very
It
recent.
wasn't paranormal, but it's astronomical.
Okay, word.
It was awesome.
That's cool.
We'll get into
But
it.
yeah,
then.
we'll get to
Yeah.
that. But yeah, so I was in like middle school, maybe like 5th grade, 6th grade, probably like 5th grade, and my friend Noah Breck and he like lives right by Rohrbox. You know where that is?
Yeah.
And we were like right over the hill, and his house is like down in this valley. And he took a 12 gauge and he gave me a semi-automatic 22, and we set up a bunch of cans. Like, so imagine like a field, and you just can look up the field until it gets to the horizon line, right? And so like we were shooting into this field at all these like cans we had set up. And like,
when you say shooting, I do not think about guns. Like,
yeah, like shooting guns, not cameras. Guns.
Oh, yeah,
This
yeah.
is before the camera.
See, I didn't know he meant guns either.
Yeah, I thought
he was,
yeah,
filming.
guns.
Yeah.
Guns. That's why I said 12 gauge and 22. He didn't let me use the 12 gauge because I didn't know how to shoot a 12 gauge. Like, that's like a pretty powerful gun.
See, he said that, and I still thought it was still cameras.
Yeah.
Like, still, I'm
Like
used
a
to that
12
from
gauge
12
camera.
gauge. Yeah.
The Sony 12 gauge.
And it doesn't make it any easier that Canon is called Canon, named after a cannon.
Yeah, seriously.
Like, you know.
Very good point.
So what'd you see on the horizon line?
Okay, so we're shooting, and I'm just like going ham with this like semi-auto 22. I'm just like shooting away, and we see it's like getting dark out, and we were like figuring like, yeah, we should probably like pack up and like head back soon. And we just see this bright ass light just like light up at the top of the hill, and it looked like a spotlight, like someone like pointing it at us. And we were like, oh no, like we should probably get out of here. And so we stopped shooting because like we were shooting in their direction, and we started packing up the cans and like the guns. We took the guns, and the light was still there, and Noah's like calling out like, yo, is there anyone there? Like, we were just like shooting guns, like, you know, we were just target practice, whatever. And the light does not respond. It's just like there, and it's like literally like floating enough above the horizon line that it looks like it was a person holding a flashlight.
Yeah,
like
yeah.
my brain just put a person to it, you know.
Yeah.
And I was like, dude, why is this guy just like standing there? And then immediately after, like I had that thought, like, why is he standing there still? It just, the light just goes boom and beams up into outer space like a blink of an eye, so fast. And when I say beams up into outer space, like it didn't just like go up in the air and disappear. Like I swear I watched it shoot up, like go behind stars into the cosmos, like far away.
Holy!
Like,
I was gonna
disappear.
say, I was
And
gonna
we
be like,
were,
maybe it's just like a queen firefly.
No, it went, bro. It like launched.
That's
like,
dope.
At first I was like, was that like a bottle rocket or like a firework or like
Yeah.
what was it? Like I don't know. But no way, it went so fast. It was like straight gone. And we got so freaked out, ran back, told his dad and everything, and he was just like, "Oh, stay inside, like tonight, like don't go out anymore." And we were like, "Oh, we just like screwed ourselves."
You might
on
get
that.
abducted
But-
by aliens.
Yeah.
I've had a
knows?
lot of things that I've seen that look like UFOs. I used to be like really into that sort of thing, but I no longer think they were like it's just be like optical illusions. That sort
Exactly.
Of thing.
Like I've seen a lot of things out of the corner of my eye and stuff, and like I've seen meteors that were questionable. I'm like, yo, is that a meteor? Like probably. It probably
Yeah.
was. I can't rule out that it wasn't. But
Yeah.
this was like on the ground and then it shot up to the sky.
Dude, let's take some like radiation detectors and go there.
Dude, what? That's not. They might even be like way far away from that kind of power source. You know?
Yeah,
They're
yeah.
visiting Earth. They got some other technology.
Oh,
that we
yeah,
can't
yeah.
detect yet.
They're on some next level shit.
Riley, you got a paranormal activity story?
I don't actually.
You gotta have something, bro.
I legitimately do not.
You've never seen anything
Not a
that
time
was
that you
like,
felt
oh, what is
eerie?
that?
No.
None.
We saw a UFO. We were driving here. I actually was like, "That's a UFO," and he's like, "Yeah, that's a UFO," and that was it.
Yeah.
But it wasn't a UFO. But it was.
You couldn't hear it, so it was a UFO.
So we have this joke, which is like people are like, I knew it was like a UFO because it was like hovering there and it made no sound. So when we're driving and we see like a questionable looking like aircraft that doesn't look like 100% like a plane, we just like roll the window down. If we can't hear it, we're like UFO, and then we just keep driving. It's like a joke, but we saw one.
Yeah, I can't say I never saw or I've
Never-
seen a UFO.
Never trust someone that says they don't believe in UFOs. It's flying saucers that you don't believe in.
Yeah, exactly.
Because a UFO is just an unidentified flying anything.
Yeah,
That is the
Exactly.
truth. I have a story. It's nothing like I didn't see anything, but I definitely felt something, right? Oops. So, I was filming with Chad, right?
Yeah.
And we were at this like it was like a realtor wanted like a video of this like $1 million land, but all it was just like an old farmhouse. But
Yeah.
it was the land that made it like, anyways. But he's going around with the Ronin, like getting stabilized shots, and I went into this one room upstairs, and it was the only room that had stuff in it, because the whole house was emptied, and it was just like the last of the stuff that they had to move out. And I was just in there like by myself for a good like minute. And during that minute, I felt my anxiety just spike like to extreme levels. And I got really lightheaded and just like, I don't know, like I started, like my vision started getting fuzzy and like I didn't understand what was happening. Like I ate before and like I was feeling fine, like totally before. But I don't know. I was like, yeah, I do not want to be in this room. The moment I stepped out of the room, totally fine.
Yeah.
Totally
crazy.
fine. It was the weirdest thing ever. And I told Chad about it, and he was like, yeah, I got a weird feeling in that place, too.
Dude, I have experienced that
I don't
before.
know. I don't think that means anything, but, like...
So this leads into my second paranormal story, which is a ghost story, more of a ghost story.
Yeah.
So I don't know if you ever heard of the Embryville State Hospital.
That sounds familiar, but
It's
I don't know.
sort of like... It's like 20 minutes from Westchester.
Okay. Oh, yeah.
It's like massive. Like, when I say massive, it has like 20 buildings, maybe. And full on like auditoriums, gymnasiums, like swimming pools, all abandoned.
Yeah.
Like a kitchen, like multiple kitchens. Like the place is massive. And I went to Philly with my friend Kevin at Kev Luttrell, and we just went down to Philly to like film a video and just chill. And on the way back, he's like, "Yo, let's make another stop." I'm like, "What do you mean?" He's like, "There's this insane asylum, and it's like awesome." And I'm like, "All right, dude, let's do it." And he's gone there a few times, and we stop. It's like we like park in the like literally off the side of the road, like behind this tree, and we have to walk through like this like forest to get there. And as you get closer, like you're on this like path that has these big bricks up in front that say like no trespassing and stuff. Just like we hopped over those, and there's like
Just
literally
admit to the illegal shit
Yeah,
on
I don't
here.
think you're allowed to say that.
we'll just cut that out. But no, it's totally
Off the
legal.
record.
It was totally legal to go here. And so as you get closer, there's these like lights that are bent over, like street lights that are just totally like dilapidated, like totally destroyed. And it just like looks really creepy. And the second we got there, like it was a full moon and it was foggy and it was just like perfect conditions for like creepiness. And we go into this one room where there's like a swimming pool. And inside the swimming pool was, I mean, there was no water in it, obviously, but there was a ladder with a clock just sitting on top of it in the middle of like the deep end. And he goes in and we put the clock on the ground and he sits on the ladder and I'm like taking photos of him. And we hear a group of people like outside.
Yeah.
And we're like, oh, there's another group of people like exploring. We should probably go say hi so that we don't like freak each other out like going through these hallways while they're outside. Because like this room was like right, like there were like windows that were too stained to see through, but they were right on the other side of those windows. Like we could hear them. It was like a group.
Yeah.
And they were like
Now,
laughing.
could you see them like through the windows?
Could not see them. Just they were laughing, carrying on, and we're like yelling out. They don't respond. We're like yelling. They don't respond. And we run outside, and there's absolutely no one there. No one. And we were just like, oh, we must have missed them, whatever. You know, we didn't really accept anything. We were just kind of like, whatever, up in the air. We don't know. And we explored the asylum for like another hour. And as we're walking back to his car, we're just like, I had a weird feeling the whole night. And like, it just like got to me. And I was like, dude, do you think there were actually people there? Because like we explored the whole asylum the rest of the time. And like there was not a trace of a single soul there.
Yeah.
No other cars parked anywhere. Like no one was there. It was just us. And so, like, we don't know what it was. Like,
Yeah.
It was just, like, people talking,
That's cool.
carrying on. We
That's
have no
cool.
idea.
Cool.
So there's something else about that place. There's a homeless guy that lives there.
Yeah,
apparently.
a rumored homeless guy.
So
And-
he has like a shotgun apparently.
And two dogs on
two
chains.
dogs on chains. And there's a tunnel system.
Yeah, there's an underground tunnel system that connects every building, and there's also manholes that randomly come out in the woods. And we went there, like, this is a different time. We went there another time. It was the second time I went. And we went, like, it was, like, 6 o'clock. It was, like, going to get dark at 7.
Yeah.
And it was, like, just golden hour, getting dark. And there's, like, a group of, like, 15 people on top of the one building, like, fucking around. And we're like, yo, let's just like go talk to this group because we saw some dudes with cameras. And we met this one guy named Joe, and he's a photographer, and he goes there all the time. Like he's there all the time. He spends entire nights at the asylum by himself, just taking photos. He's like a dedicated photographer. He takes
Not
dude. He
my
told us,
job.
I know,
Yeah.
I know.
My job.
But he's like, yeah, my parents hate me like because like I just come here after work and stay the whole night. And, like,
Wait,
whatever.
how old is he?
Like 30s probably.
Okay.
Late 20s maybe.
Okay.
But he
Not many
was like
friends,
showing me.
huh?
Dude,
Oh,
he, has, like,
yeah.
he had like a rig for like that kind of photography.
Wait,
like,
does he
Yeah.
go there to like look for ghosts? As a
not
photographer, or
necessarily
just,
look for
for
ghosts, but
pictures?
just for like the nostalgic, not really nostalgic, but just like the creepy oldness of it. Like it's so cool. Like literally, it's like it's like a time machine.
Yeah.
Like when you go to that
it,
asylum, you're instantly transported back to the 50s because everything's like untouched.
Yeah.
It's like really cool.
Dude, I want to go here.
is
Let's
awesome.
do this. Like,
Dude,
actually,
we were
Make it
thinking about
happen.
filming a Team Apollo horror movie there.
let's do it.
And
Be
we
on
have
the
a
lookout
whole
for that,
script
guys.
written out for the horror movie.
That'll be dope.
Yeah,
That'll be
that'd be
dope.
Yeah, it's gonna be so sick if we
Yeah.
do it, dude, for
will.
sure. But back on that topic, what was I saying?
But the old
Guy with the
homeless
guns.
man.
But yeah, this guy that goes with the camera all the time, he's like an expert on the place. Like he knew the whole layout of the tunnels and everything. And like we were way too scared to go in the tunnels the first time, especially after hearing voices. So we did not go in the tunnels. But this time we had a group of like 10 people that were with us, and this dude was leading that seemed to know what he was talking about. And he's like, "Yeah, we're fine. We'll go in the tunnels." We all go in the tunnels, and they're like super creepy. But then he starts describing to us that there's a rumor, and he's seen evidence of some homeless guy that lives there with 2 dogs and a gun. And he's like super creepy apparently, and like will shoot you if he sees you. And
That's more than
right
creepy.
after he said
That's,
that,
that's a little more than
See,
creepy.
when I
Yeah,
think
a little more
creepy,
than
I think
creepy.
he
Dangerous
stares
is the
at
word,
girls
like-
or something. I didn't think.
Yeah.
I think he was gonna like shoot you. Like,
murderous is probably
yeah.
It's all in the fun.
But right after he says that, we turn the corner and there's like a half full box of bullets, like sitting there. And he's like turns back to us and he's like, "You guys do know that if this guy lives here, he knows the layout of the tunnels. Like, so if you guys ever come here and you're like walking around the asylum, like he could just like get to you, pop out of the nowhere." And we're just like, "Cool, that's not cool."
yeah.
Kong.
So to take this from a less creepy note and to a more amazing note, we were out in a field the other night. We were taking some star pictures and everything, right? And we're just sitting there chilling at one point with the music on. And out of the corner of my eye, not even the corner of my eye, it was literally behind me, I saw this giant flash in the sky. We all quickly looked over to it, and it was this giant streak that went through, right?
Yeah.
But like, I mean, huge. It wasn't like a nice little line that a shooting star does, right?
No, I've seen some like incredible meteors before.
Yeah.
But this, I wouldn't even say it's a meteor. It looked more like a comet, but like comets are like really rare and they stay in the
And,
sky
yeah,
for
they
a long
don't- they
amount of
don't
like
burn
they
up
don't
the
just go
atmosphere.
Right.
Yeah.
But this one, it didn't even look like it was in the atmosphere. Like it looked like it was like an object flying by Earth or something.
So
Yeah.
this
And in the middle of its like journey through the sky that we witnessed, at least, like Mark saw it, we all turned, it literally lit up the forest. Like it was so bright.
Right.
And this thing's flying through the sky, and then halfway through, I don't know if you've ever seen Star Wars, where they blow up the Death Star blows up Alderaan. And it blows up in like that circle disc looking shape.
Yeah, yeah.
It looked like the meteor broke the sound barrier. or
As if,
something.
like, a
there was
planet or
there was
orb
like a circle
blew up.
explosion from the middle.
Yeah.
And then it boosted off of that and went even faster and like left just like up in the sky and it was moving upwards.
And the crazy thing was, you see a shooting star, right? Have you ever seen a shooting star?
Yeah.
Everyone has. Okay. So they streak across the sky and they're gone in an instant, right?
This was no shooting star.
No, the light stayed in the sky and faded out slowly.
So
Yeah.
like this massive streak just
I'm
flies
telling you, it's
across
a
and
UFO.
then it slowly faded away.
Yeah, I mean, there are I don't remember how many, but there's a lot of meteors that
Exactly.
that hit the Earth. That's what shooting stars are.
Right.
So, and like all of them are going to behave like a little bit differently if they blow up in the atmosphere. And I feel like if this were actually if this were that, you would have seen like news coverage of it.
Right.
Because this was like locally, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, it was
Because they
just
will like blow
down the
up, and it's
street.
kind of like what you're describing. When that happens, but I don't think a meteor came down and blew up in our area because I would have
Exactly.
like.
No,
I mean,
Dude,
the
that's
creepy
the other
thing
thing.
was,
Yeah, the creepy thing
I
was
said
we
to them right before, like right as it happened, I was like, "Yo, in 15 minutes, if like we're all dead, like this is like that's not good." Next thing you know, 15 minutes later, it was dead, no wind. The wind starts picking up, and I'm like, "It's the barrier of like whatever just fucking impacted it."
yeah.
But yeah, I've never seen anything like that, and I don't think it's a meteor
Yeah.
because of the way it blew up in the sky. Like it looked like as if like a sun was done and like it just blew up and it turned into.
Dude,
a
the thing
black
is, I'm super into astrophotography and like, dude, I've probably been out on clear nights like I've seen hundreds of shooting stars in my life. Like I know people that have not seen one, which is crazy to me. But I've seen hundreds upon hundreds, probably thousands of like shooting stars. I see them all the time. And this was like totally different. I've never seen a meteor or shooting star or anything in the sky that actually made me question like, are we the next dinosaurs? Like, is this thing gonna kill us right now?
Yeah.
Like it was like insanely like scary.
It was enough to put like some fear in you. Like,
I wish I would have seen this.
It puts you in your
I
place.
can't take an educated guess without being
I'll tell you
there,
what,
I
it put
mean,
me in my place. Like,
you should have had the cameras rolling.
we regretted that. We regretted that for sure. Like, if our cameras are like pointing that direction with like a 30-second exposure, like it would have caught the whole thing.
Yeah.
And it would have been pretty amazing. But I'll tell you what though, like that really put my place in the universe. Like we really are like these small little creatures
Yeah,
that
bro.
just came up from the ground. And
Do you think it could have been that you guys like saw a SpaceX launch?
you know what?
I
Would
don't-
you have been
I don't
able to
know.
see that?
I don't think that'd be like close enough. Where,
Well,
where
we
Although
just
I don't think
watched.
SpaceX launched anything that night because I know the literally the next morning I did a lookup on like there's like a website that's like a database of all meteors that we've like discovered.
Yeah.
And like there was nothing for that night.
Yeah. Now we don't know. We don't know all of them.
Exactly.
That is like a thing.
Yeah.
But also I just feel like at the size it was, like it would have gotten discovered. Like people would have known about it.
Yeah.
There has to be
But there
other
was
guys
four
that
of us
saw it.
on top of the Jeep looking at this thing. Like it definitely happened. It wasn't something that we came.
Yeah.
came up
And
with
where
our
were you
imagination.
guys?
Right by Knoebels.
Yeah.
Okay, word.
Up on
See,
a
now
hill.
we're name dropping the place. Remember last week? Yeah, the local amusement park.
In the middle of a
about Hershey
cornfield,
Park.
you know.
yeah. Wow, that's awesome.
No, yeah, it was definitely amazing. We saw another one that night, but it would have. He said it would have been the most incredible. I saw one.
Exactly. Yeah.
One
we
before
saw
that, but-
like literally the opposite direction. Like I'm looking over the other way now, and I see another meteor, and it was like insane. And it would have been the coolest thing I've ever seen in my life if it wasn't for seeing the other one.
I'll tell
Yeah,
you
yeah.
what.
Okay,
it was,
yeah.
It was most likely the aliens getting out of Area 51.
That's
Yeah,
immediately
they
what
know
we
we're
thought.
coming. Yeah.
that's what it really was.
They flew over to like Central PA first.
no,
to-
the government's evacuating.
They're sending everyone to Area 52.
Get out of here! You're gonna be discovered. No, that's yeah, that was quite a night. That's crazy. Do you think that people are actually gonna do that?
Yes.
Area 51.
I bet you some will show up.
Yeah,
but dude, think
I
about it
don't know.
statistically.
The whole thing's a joke. You know what I mean?
Dude, you have over 3 million people that pledged that they would go. What if 1% of them show up?
yeah, I know.
That's
I
a
know.
lot of people.
Yeah.
I don't do math, but I know that's.
I don't know if they're gonna have enough people to do the actual
There's a
plan they
30,000
organized of like Kyle's.
Yeah.
And
Put
the
them
Karens.
first. Yeah. No, I saw that.
I
That's
don't know if
so funny.
LeBron James is gonna show up. He was in the attack.
LeBron
plan.
James will mess up any.
one
alien.
entire team, like one entire wave, was just LeBron James.
That's great. You guys know I'm obsessed with LeBron James. You know
Really?
what I mean? Yeah,
No.
like I'm obsessed with him. Like Riley knows this about me.
Yeah,
Like obsessed, bro.
You a
like
Laker fan then?
Am I what?
You're a Laker fan? Then?
I am a fan of literally LeBron James. So
Okay.
right now, yes, I'm a Laker fan. But
Awesome.
like, if he went anywhere,
Right.
I would support him. Like, I'm obsessed with the dude. Like, he's the background of my phone right now. Like,
No way.
yeah, here, check it. It's him dunking on a political figure. but I won't say who.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
No, LeBron. I was very happy when he came to LA. I don't watch much basketball. About 2 years ago, I did a fantasy league, and that got me into it.
Yeah.
And ever since then, I haven't really watched much of it anymore.
Yeah.
But I picked LA Lakers as my team. I knew they weren't doing well, but like for some reason, I was just like, that's my team.
Yeah.
I was like, all about Lonzo Ball and like LeVar and everyone like that. Big baller brand, baby.
Yeah.
And I just picked him. And the next year, LeBron James came to my team, and I
Yeah.
was like, I picked the right team. Unfortunately, they didn't do too well this year.
Yeah, they will this
This year they will. Who they got on the team this year?
AD, right? AD just got
They-
traded there. I've been so out of the loop, bro. Like literally, like
Yeah, I gotta
I
go
used to
ass
be
around and get
obsessed.
into
Like
basketball.
that's
Yeah,
all
this
I
is-
watched, but I've been out for like a year. I mean, I still love LeBron, but I'm literally just gonna Google.
I don't know why I'm bringing up sports on the podcast.
That was
because
me.
I
Anyone
am
else here an NHL
not
fan? Anyone like the NHL?
A Chell?
I'm not a big sports guy.
We did
same.
a commercial for the MLB.
Really?
Really?
Yeah.
Tell me about that.
Well, so when we got contacted to do this, which they needed like musicians performing in the commercial.
Sure.
And the commercial was for Budweiser, and it was at the Washington National Stadium in DC. And they like reach out to us,
Yeah,
and
that's
they're
awesome.
like, we want to do this video. It's like at the Washington Nationals field, and like it's for the MLB. I literally, this is embarrassing. My exact words were, "What is the MLB?" to like my friends, and I was like, "Is that like the NBA of baseball?" And they were like, "Yeah." And I was like, "Oh, okay, then I'll do this." I literally had no clue what it was. I thought it was like some bullshit like. I don't know, like high school team or something. And so I was like gonna decline this. And, dude, it was
the original big league.
MLB stands for minor league baseball.
Wait, so what is the minor league called? If the major
Yeah.
league is the MLB, what are they?
It's Major League Baseball. That's what the MLB is.
Yeah, but what do they call the minor league? Like with a lowercase m?
Still the MLB?
I honestly have no
Hold on.
Team
what was
Apollo,
I gonna
where we
look
figure
up?
out
Oh, yeah,
sports.
Lakers. But yeah, no, that commercial was awesome. Riley, you have any like stories? Just a long day of shooting. Take it away while I look at this.
I don't really have. We got Chinese food later.
Nice.
Yeah, it sounds lit.
We did do that.
I got. Oh no, it was Japanese food. I got
I don't know much about that.
pork tonkatsu.
Okay.
Instead.
Okay.
Yeah, that's totally just about that commercial. Yep. And so dude, LeBron James,
pretty
Anthony
much-
Davis, DeMarcus Cousins, Kyle Kuzma, Danny
Whoa.
Green, Rajon Rondo, Alex Caruso. Yeah, I'm not going to read everybody, but we're going to kill it this year.
Yeah, they're stacked.
Yeah.
If you ask me, all they need is just what's his name? Stephen Curry, and that's it.
Denzel Curry.
Yeah.
yeah, exactly. I'd be fine with that.
So, did you guys get? How did they find you for the MLB gig?
I don't really know. Actually, they
like that. Just like you guys must have been like.
Well, it was the last band we were in, and we just like launched like what we marketed as a debut single because we took all of our previous music offline and we were like going in a new direction sonically. And it was right as that video went like very lower level viral. But right as like we were getting some traction on that single, low level traction here. And so yeah, they like hit us up for that, and
Nice.
then but yeah, it was fun. Like, it was cool. We pretended that it was like a thing we did regularly because everybody else there was like, like a paid actor and actress and was like really professional. And I was like a little bit low key freaking out because it was like dope. Like, I was in a stadium and like cameras were on me. And like, it was a Budweiser commercial. So there was like beer everywhere and everything that we didn't drink.
Yeah, I was gonna say
we
you can't
weren't
drink on
allowed to
camera.
drink it.
Yeah, we weren't allowed to drink it, but it was
Wow.
present.
That's unfair.
Actually, we didn't even realize this was a Budweiser commercial until almost the very end of the shoot.
No way.
We thought it was a commercial for just the Washington Nationals. And we thought everybody just had Budweiser. Literally, we were like, why is everybody drinking like Bud Lights and like Budweiser and everything except for us? And that's like what we thought. But then we realized they were handing them out between scenes so people could like reopen it when they would like redo a scene. And like all this stuff, like they did. What's their catchphrase? Like the next round's on me or something. They like said that. Is that like a thing?
Possibly. I think so.
They
That
like
sounds
said that,
familiar.
and someone told me that was like a catchphrase. And yeah, then we found out it was for Budweiser. We were like, oh,
So I have
That's
a little story.
hilarious.
yeah,
I almost did marketing for Coors.
really?
Yeah.
Dude, get me in a commercial. That's my market.
But yo, I was out on this back road just like doing nature shots and stuff, and there was this like really old, but like it was like perfect condition, but it looked awesome. A Coors Banquet beer like can.
Yeah.
And I just pick it up and I throw it out of my hand and get like a shot of this beer can like floating above my hand, and it was like a dope shot.
Yeah.
And immediately after I posted, I get hit up by Coors Banquet, like their Instagram. And they're like, yo, we love these photos. Like, we'd love for you to do marketing with us. And I'm like, bet. Like,
Yeah,
let's
yeah,
do it.
that's
and they're like,
awesome.
and then they send back, like, yeah, all you got to do is confirm that you're 21. And this is before I'm still not 21. So
You're not 21 yet?
No, I'm 20.
What?
What?
Yeah, I'm 20.
Wait, Mark, are you
Yep.
21?
I'm 21.
I did not realize how much older I was than you. When did you turn 21?
January 26th.
Bro, you're young.
Yeah.
year?
Bro, what? I did not know you were that
Wait,
young.
hold up. I just realized.
I thought you both were like 24.
Nah, I just realized. I don't even know your guys' age.
I turned 23 like 2 months ago.
Okay.
I turned 23 like 4 months ago.
Mine was actually like 3 months ago, but doesn't feel that long ago. 23 sucks. 21's a good age. You'll get there soon. It's awesome. Live it up. 21's
nice.
dope. 22 is actually dope. 20 was dope. 23 just sucks. Like literally, because you're old enough that you're old. You know what I mean? Like you're 23, but you're getting old just sucks. So like I think it's just the fact that
There's a
I'm
lot
old.
of songs about being
Okay.
23.
so this kind of leads into
Yeah,
something.
I mean, I'm
I've been
feeling
thinking about.
23.
I'm 21 years old, right?
Yeah.
And like, how old is Post Malone? He's like 21, 22.
No, he's like 25.
He's 25. Really?
He's probably around there.
Yeah,
Okay.
He's like older than us.
Okay. So there's a lot of like these music artists, a lot of just young people like in creation alone, right?
Yeah.
That are like that have made it, right?
Trippie
Yeah.
Redd is younger than me.
Okay. Well, damn. So he's 19.
He might be 20 now.
Oh, okay.
But I know he's younger than me.
I'm just worried
I
that.
think Lil Pump's like 17 or 18.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
right. Yeah. It's just crazy. It's just I feel like I'm never gonna have enough time to succeed.
No, that's not a thing.
I know, but
because there's so many people, you hear about the ages of people that are just shocking. I very often will like find artists that are like charting and doing incredibly, and I'll look up their ages and be like 28, 32, 31, like stuff like that. You know what I mean?
I mean, how old was Colonel Sanders when he made KFC?
I think
He was like 63.
He was like in his
he was pretty
60s.
old. He didn't survive too long after that started.
And at our age, wasn't Jeff Bezos working at McDonald's?
That's true. No, you were just looking at that.
He
the
was
other
like
day.
23. He was
Yeah.
working at McDonald's.
Oh wow.
That was
But
the
I don't
world's
know.
richest
Like,
man.
I just feel like there's so much to accomplish, and I wanna still have life in me when like I retire. So say like it's
Yeah.
like 40 years old, and like say like you're 40 years old, and I want to retire at that point. You know what I mean? I want to not retire, but take a step back. You know
Yeah,
what I mean?
yeah. Especially
Like,
for how hard you have to work in a creative industry. Like it's your
Exactly.
whole life.
that's literally. I already lived half of that life. You know what I mean? Like I have another. Everything I did before was like bullshit to this point.
Dude,
guess.
I know exactly what you're saying.
And
I relate to that
like,
so hard.
yeah. So I want to do everything that, well, in the time that I've had already, and the amount of time that takes. Again, I want to do way much more than that, and I haven't been on this earth for that long.
Yeah.
So it's just like some voice in my head, the back of my head, that's just like, you got to work now, or like you're
well,
never gonna
that's
get
always
it.
a thing.
Yeah.
But dude, the other thing is like when you're like pursuing things, like you will just like when you see other people that are doing really well, like yeah, whatever age they are. Like for me, for example, I know a lot of people that have been like artists and doing music for like years, and to the point that it made me not want to start like a new project because I was like, well, I'm already like I'm first of all older than them, and they've been working on it for 8 years. And I was like, this isn't worth it. But then, like, when you just, like, grind really, really hard, you'll surpass everything so quickly that it's like you just compensate for all that time. You know what I mean?
Right.
It's such a thing.
Yeah, I can definitely see that in your music though, because didn't you? Well, for those of you that don't know, Sean was in a rock band, right?
Yeah, it was like
Before
a pop.
this.
We started out as, like,
We
rock.
started out as rock,
and
got
we ended
more
as, like, pop rock. Like more,
alt kind of.
yeah, it
Sure.
was like pop alt sort
Okay,
of stuff.
but
yeah.
more like traditional band with like the
Yeah,
you know,
yeah, without a
And
doubt.
now he's doing electronic music,
Yeah.
poppy electronic music. So like, I guess what my question is like, how did you find that change? You know what I mean? Being in the years that you had, learning all that, like, what was that change like for you?
So, yeah, you want to take it, bro?
We just kind of decided to do it. Like it wasn't something that like we more of our knowledge that we applied was more from like kind of like business aspects and like lessons we've learned there. But a lot of like the music we were making, it was just kind of like a lot of practice.
Yeah, so like for me there's a couple things. So like I didn't really have the vision for like Wavelength to start. I kind of let it like guide itself like as I was like behind the scenes for like half a year after the band broke up, and like I had faith in that project as well. So I took a bit off music and just started working on my own stuff. Now at the time like I didn't know how to produce music. The only like production I ever did were pre-productions for the band so that we could kind of just give like a reference mix to whatever studio we tracked it at. Do you know what I mean? And that was like all my experience with producing music. And but I got to meet a lot of really talented producers, and I was like, okay, I want to do this. And I wanted to do like a solo thing, and I didn't really want to like, you know, like have to do the whole band thing anymore. It's just hard for a bunch of reasons. Like it's hard financially to like have to like cover everybody that's like, you know, out
Yeah.
performing and everything. And also it's just easier to call your own shots and creativity. You know what I mean?
Right.
And so the thing is, like, I'm like a really, really weak singer. Okay, like
Okay.
you guys have heard like a lot of my stuff. Like, I'm a weak singer. I'm not a good vocalist, and like to an unfixable extent. Like it's like I've worked on it.
feel
Like I've
that.
worked on it, but like I'm just not good at it. So I wanted to do a genre where you can be huge and do really, really dope shit, and you can chart and you can make a living and do everything without being a really good singer. So I was already drawn to being a producer. Now, obviously, electronic music is not the only music you could be a producer of, and that's not the only music I do when I'm producing. But as far as my like thing, I was like drawn to that because at least those producers you've heard of. Like you at least know Zed. You at least know the Chainsmokers. Like you know Skrillex. Like because they did that. And so that was like one of the things. And then the other angle that sort of just formed itself for me is that, you know, I got really into production, and at first I was like producing like, you know, like rock songs and like a lot of like pieces I wrote where I was already into like electronic programming, like compositionally in general. And so when I was like producing music, started with like doing all that stuff. Then I started like making rap beats, and I wanted to learn how to like do stuff with 808s and make my own 808s and make subslides, and I wanted to learn like all everything. And to tell you the truth, production itself funneled me toward electronic music.
Okay.
Because as I got more interested in what you could do behind the computer to make music, because like I already played instruments for like, you know, years and years, so I there was never like, the only thing that I wanted to learn more about was the actual production. And electronic music is like, not to say other music production isn't as cool, because it totally is, but it's the most captivating because it's focused on that. You know, so it just kind of like guided me there, and then the sound just kind of like found itself. I was also like, I was really honest with it. I mean, everything that I'm doing, like I like, and which is actually rare. It sounds weird, but we made a lot of music we didn't like.
Enjoy your own music.
And so
That's awesome.
when we started doing this, like we literally did not have intentions at all of doing a project or anything like that. And we just started like making these tracks that we thought were good. And we were really into like pop music and like everything like that. And so that was just kind of
we just wanted to make bangers.
yeah, literally, we just wanted to make bangers.
Like
and that was it.
we were literally like inspired. It's like, let's just make songs that like we can put on at a party and people are gonna fuck with
Wait,
it.
that was actually it. Okay,
That
I
was
forgot about
it.
this. So what happened is, so we were always playing shows for like our entire time in college. And when the band broke up, it was like the first time in years that we were able to like stay around on the weekends and go to parties and get back into like, you know, the scene of living life. And so like going to a bunch of parties again for the first time in a couple of years, since we were like constantly playing, bro, like literally constantly. We were like, wow, well, why don't we make music that's like this environment? Because we love it. Like, you know what I mean? Like we're actually passionate about it.
It's amazing.
And I was just like, so that was literally it. We went in with the intention of like, we wanted to make I forgot about this and we never did this, but we started by making these things called party tracks. And there was party track like party track A, party track B, party track C. And we wanted to get an hour-long mix of party tracks. And we started with the instrumentals. Then we just ride over them. And like Cali Beaches was party track D.
Yeah.
No way.
That's what Cali,
Yep.
like, yeah, the
Whoa.
next single I'm dropping, that the instrumental for that was party track D. And so that's just kind of it just kind of started naturally, you know what I mean?
Yeah,
I don't know
yeah.
how to word it.
That's cool.
Sick, yeah.
That's that comes from like a really true place. From
Yeah,
within
I
yourself.
forgot about it too, so I'm happy
Yeah,
you
so
asked
did I
about that.
until, like, this
I had
moment.
no clue.
That's cool. So these party tracks, it was like a DJ mix type thing.
We
that
were
you- but
gonna
you guys
make literally an hour-long mix on YouTube, right? Is that what we were gonna do?
It
Of
wasn't even like DJ mixes. Like we weren't like doing like any remixes or anything.
Yeah, well, we were gonna do a remix.
we were gonna do remix.
We were starting one with Old Town Road. We were
Oh,
starting
no.
one with
UCLA.
UCLA,
Okay.
RL Grime, and actually UCLA was like a transition for me because I love that song so much, and so did everyone. Like at like all the parties I was at and everything. And so I was like, I like this really, really sort of like douchey electronic shit. Like it's really, really cool. And that was kind of
captivating in a weird way.
It is.
like
yeah.
like what like Time though, which I'm releasing August 23rd.
Yeah.
You guys have heard that. That was that was like the point when because I did that whole track like the one night, and that was the song where I was like, this is the sound, like this is it. And then Cali Beaches was another one that I was like, this is the sound. Then it like I just sort of like found it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So that was it.
I think it's like it's interesting in like a creator's journey. Like you just kind of find your way. Like the reason why Ryan and I work so well together is
Yeah.
because it's not because like we're filmmakers that came from the same town. That's not it at all.
Yeah.
Our styles is what brings it together.
I relate so hard.
We like very cinematic videos and putting like a good spin on that.
Yeah.
Like Lyrical Lemonade, they're good, but we could probably do a video like that, like exactly like
We just
how they
don't
do it.
want to.
Yeah.
It's
It's like their videos are like very like graphical. Like they have a bunch of graphics, like mostly just like I don't know. You know what I'm talking about?
yeah,
They have, like,
yeah. I know what you're talking
They're
about.
very comic book like.
Yeah, it's very easy to do.
Yeah, I was trying to like pinpoint it, but yeah.
But yeah, you know what I'm saying? They're like
Yeah.
they're
So-
not necessarily high production.
Mm-hmm.
They're just like creative.
Right. Exactly, and it comes from a low production standpoint, and that's where we are, just two peoples with cameras,
Yeah.
and we put a cinematic twist to that, and that's where our style kind of comes from, and that's
Yeah.
why we gel so well. And it came from when I started making videos. Like it was kind of like that with the cinematic aspect, but it wasn't until recently where we really started hitting that home. Like once we realized like that's where we want to go, we really started focusing on it. I think we are succeeding well, much like how you did with your sound.
Yeah. No, definitely.
I want to make music videos that you can't tell you're watching a music video.
Yeah.
It's just like
Amen,
a
bro.
movie.
Amen.
Like a movie.
Yeah, I mean, if anyone's listening to this, my next 3 music videos are going to be with you guys, without a
yeah?
doubt. So we have some ideas. Should we talk about what we're doing for anything, or should we?
Yeah,
It's
I'm
up
not
to you
afraid.
guys. It's a
We'll get some hype for it.
yeah.
So tell them your idea for time, though.
Okay, so
I don't know if we should do like a full run.
No.
I
Just
think
give him
kind of
give
like-
him the
Goats.
bullet.
Okay, yeah. So
That's the one
the
spoiler.
music video for my track Time, though, which once again that's coming out August 23rd, is literally just like a wild party, and there's a bunch of goats at it, and that's the whole thing. Now the problem is that we haven't found a goat. We haven't found someone with goats yet.
Yeah, we need to figure out if we need goat insurance.
Yeah, we don't, and also like we're a little bit worried because like the goats need to have like a dope time. So like we don't know how to get like like music
Yeah,
and like lights with the
yeah.
goats.
How do goats party?
Yeah,
Yeah.
but it's also like
What do they
wait,
drink?
goats like attack people? Like, will they like hurt any of like the actors
See,
or
I don't
actresses?
know.
I have
about
no
that.
idea.
See, I have no clue.
I don't got a goat guy. That's
but we
the
got
thing.
it.
I've been looking though.
And then we also want to blow up a car, but we don't know if that's gonna happen either.
Yeah, I'm just concerned for your safety.
Yeah, so I wanna stand on top of the car, post blown up, like while it's in flames, during the chorus, and sing it. And I just don't know if I'll survive, but like I'm okay with giving it my all.
Right. Yeah.
Seeing if I make it out.
Do it for the
Go
gram.
big or go home.
Yeah, exactly. But I just don't think that this stuff is gonna work out too well. But we're gonna try it. But we're not doing the music video until we get the goats. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
It's gonna happen though.
It's gonna happen. I can't wait for that.
Yeah, and we got that concept video we talked about too.
Yeah.
we have a bunch. We have
Yeah.
a bunch of things. That photo shoot for Distance, that'll be cool.
Yeah.
Super cool.
Yeah.
I can't wait for that.
Yeah, these
You're all
guys,
just
these guys
listening to
help me
this.
out a lot with coming up with content and promo. So the good ideas are not mine.
They're all just listening to this like, what are they talking about?
Yeah, because none of
they're
it's out yet. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Like, but when they see it all and they listen back to this, they're gonna be like, yo.
Yeah.
Yo.
But yeah. So where do you guys see yourselves? Let's say a year, maybe 2, with your music. What's your goals?
So like it's going like the whole thing is going really, really well. I'll start with that. So I have confidence that it will do well.
Don't jinx us like.
Yeah. However,
some wood here to knock
I don't.
on.
Yeah, I don't think anything is ever guaranteed, like in life in general. So I'm not guaranteed. Like I'm not guaranteeing that everything will do really well, but I think it's going to. I have plans on going out on tour probably within 6 months. Hopefully. And so, dude, we're just trying to build. Like, I have no idea how to ballpark it. I know the single is doing substantially better than I thought it was
way
going
better.
to.
It
So,
is, yeah. I looked at the streams. I don't know what the live count is, but
the live count stops after a week. I haven't even checked today actually, but it's doing really, really well. I mean, so it was dropped July 12th, and now it's July 25th. So, and it's almost at 75,000. So,
wow.
yeah, I'm loving it. I would have thought that would have taken me like a long time. so I like it. It's going well. The monthlies are at about 50,000 right now. And that's Spotify alone. So yeah, I think it's good, and that's why I have no idea how to tell where things will go. Like I don't know what
We weren't
tracks-
even expecting it to go like this.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
It's weird to kind of like ballpark it from here.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's going well though. Like I'm happy with it. I'm happy with the music. We're about to start like a strong push of like live booking for like the fall. So like I'm gonna play live a lot in the fall, just like around PA before we go out and do like a tour. But yeah, that's the plan.
That's awesome. We're definitely there for you.
Thank you.
Yeah.
I appreciate that.
Anything visual, but we I forget what I was gonna say on that. Momentary.
Well, where do you guys see yourselves in a year?
So, that's a good question.
Like, what are your
That's a good
goals? Like,
question.
I know you guys talked to me a bit about like wanting to go to LA,
Mm-hmm.
and you guys want to go out on tour with like multiple projects and
Yeah.
do live documentaries and that sort of thing.
Yeah. That's
Vlogs.
something like that I really want to get into. I was really inspired by the Chainsmokers documentary.
Yeah.
On their like most recent tour, and that's something that I would love to do, like an hour-long like film of
Yeah.
a tour. But you have like kind of vloggy type vibe to it, and then other sections is like super like cinematic
Yeah,
at the
yeah.
concert.
I need to watch
with
it.
our
I haven't
edits.
seen it.
It's really good. It's
that's
really
dope.
good. They also got a whole. They do these things. The one is like that time.
Yeah.
Where it's that time number one. You know what I mean? Number up to like however many they made, and then it's just them like on tour. It's a vlog tour. That's all it
Yeah.
is. But then at the end of that, they actually made a whole documentary about it. They used some footage from there, some footage that they haven't shown yet.
Riley, what are you coughing at like that? See, I don't even think anyone could hear it because you're not doing it in the mic. But in this room,
No, I'm coughing
Riley's
away
coughing
from the mic
weird.
on purpose. I'm trying to be quiet in a way. So like,
But yeah, I just want to have an artist like experience their whole tour from
Yeah.
a whole new perspective. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? See what it was like for them. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And always look back on.
Yeah, it'll be a long time until I'm big enough to do it like a good tour documentary. But like the first couple tours, you guys know that I'd love to do something with. Well, I just dropped something.
That's something that reminds me of something. Like, yeah, we need to get paid for a lot of our stuff.
Yeah.
As any creator should.
Yeah, I
right?
completely agree.
But
bro.
like, if that's something like I'm really passionate about,
Yeah.
and if like I'm passionate about it enough, like I'll just go out and do it. You know what I mean?
yeah.
And like, if I want to
in
make
a year, I want our craft to be perfected to the point that like people know we're legit.
yeah.
Yeah.
Because right now, a lot
I
of
feel like
people
you guys
don't know
already
we're
passed
legit.
that point. Like,
See,
big
I
time.
don't see it that way.
Well, there's two ways to look at like how people analyze something as legit. There's the way I do it and the way most people do it, and they're different. So for me, I care about just the art. Is the art like undeniably incredible at what it is? You guys obviously have that. You know what I mean? You obviously have that. For other people,
you.
people care about like resume and numbers. You know what I mean? Like people look at like an artist, they don't even care how it sounds. They just want to look at like how many people actually listen to them. And so for me, like, yeah, you passed that. Obviously, there's there's a lot of growth for everyone in the like the social media aspect and like the resume aspect of people you've worked with. But your art is definitely at the point where it's pretty
Thank you.
fucking
Yeah, we
legitimate.
appreciate
You know what I mean?
Thank you.
But I'd say, like we were saying, in a year, I mean, just now we just signed for an LLC. So soon Team Apollo is going to be Team Apollo LLC. And
Yeah.
We're going to be a legitimate business. And I'm not shooting too high, but in a year, I want us to have a steady amount of money in our Team Apollo account so that we have an actual business up and going. And you know, I think that's literally it. Like, that's all I want is like a stable running business.
Yeah.
And I want to be able to travel the world for sure.
Yeah. That's definitely the goals. Are you good over there?
Yeah, now I'm coughing.
So just like a contagious cough that we got here.
Yeah.
It's
Out
a
of
little
nowhere.
funky. So yeah, in a year I definitely see us I want to say that we're in LA in a year.
Yeah, that's where I want to go too.
yeah.
And you know, I always say, and we always say this, if you want it, put it out in the universe. And
Yeah.
that rang true when we dropped out of college.
Yeah.
We said we want to work with the biggest artists in our area.
Yeah.
And then we got opportunities with Zim. We got
Yeah.
opportunities with you. And well, you guys are like the two biggest.
Oh, thank you,
guys in the area,
No, I
or
appreciate that.
bands in the
Thank you,
area.
bro.
So, like, and it just happened. We just put it out in the universe, and it happened. So I'll put it out in the universe. In a year, I want to be in LA. I want to be living
Dude,
there.
that's exactly what I want to do too. That's what Zim wants to do too.
Yeah.
We should all go there together. Like for real.
That would be great.
Like kind of soon. Like in a year we can
Yeah.
actually
Oh,
move
I'm
there. But
down
dude,
for
let's
that.
go for like a month. Like hit up an Airbnb
Yeah.
and like just make moves. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It'll be awesome. Like I have a lot of contacts there. Like there's people we can link with. There's stuff we can already do. But
Cool.
we'll talk about that when we're not in a podcast. You know what I mean?
Yeah, for sure.
we'll talk business later.
Yeah.
I want to be able to. So today we had a mishap with one of our equipments.
Yeah.
Our Ronin, the tripod on the end, the leg fell off, right? And we immediately bought the part for it, and the better part, it's metal now, and like all good. We had money for it and everything, but it's to the point like right now where it's like damn, like that something broke. I want to be able to be like, shit, something broke. Okay, whatever. We have money for that. You know what I mean?
I want to be able to be really risque with my drone shots.
Yeah.
I can't be because I have one drone, and if I crash it, that's it.
Yeah, it'd
You
be
know,
your
I already
second one you
crashed one.
crashed. Yeah,
I
exactly.
already crashed one.
People
and
used
I
to
had
get-
take out my life savings to get the next one.
Yeah.
But I want to be to the point where I can get like $5,000 drones and be like, yo, I'm flying this through a tunnel.
Wait, do videographers? Dumb question here. Do they get like endorsements like artists do?
Yes, they do.
Okay, that's
So
cool.
Sam
That's
Calder, one of our, and this is just one example out of the many. He just makes really cool YouTube edits, right?
Yeah.
And he travels the
Amazing
world and
YouTube
everything.
edits.
Yeah, definitely suggest to check him out.
Okay, dope.
He actually Mavic DJI
If you would, they'd be
Mavic or DJI hit him up and they want to do he did a commercial for the Mavic Air.
Yeah.
And it's a perfect little, that's what we shoot on. It's a perfect little drone for travel and everything. And that's what he does. He travels.
Yeah.
Then he also did one for movement, I think.
He did one for like every DJI drone that they
Yeah.
came out with. He did one for the Inspire, and like
Yeah.
literally they paid him to like travel across the world and just use it.
Rory Kramer.
That's awesome.
Rory Kramer, if you're listening to this, we're definitely going to work with you one day. You don't know us, but we're going to work with you. He just did one with I can't remember what he did, but he went to Iceland and did a whole thing.
Yeah,
a lot of
that's
people,
awesome.
yeah, they just kind of travel and do their thing. JRLE did one with Huawei.
Dude, from what I've seen on like social media, you
Huawei.
really don't need to be that big of a photographer to get sponsored by like Nikon or Sony. That's what I meant.
Yeah, no, dude. Even in music, it's the same way. Like, you don't have to get very big to get endorsed. Like,
Yeah.
and then at that point, things are just so much better. Like, I've seen a lot of drummers that'd be like endorsed by certain companies. They'll like break cymbals all the time, and just not care. They just ship them out and get new stuff. I've had like guitar string endorsement offers before, but I'm like picky about my strings, so I was like, no.
Picky about my strings. That is so hilarious.
Mark,
I'm
if
picky
you're
about my
ironic.
picks. That's
Picky
the big
about
thing.
my
He's the
picks.
biggest about his picks.
Mark,
What do you
So-
What do you like? Heavy?
I use Jazz 3s, Fender Jazz 3s. That's
I don't
the
even know what
only-
that means.
The
I just
only
know the
picks I
weights.
use. They're the best picks in the world. They're pretty heavy. Yeah, they have to be heavy. If it's too light, they bend around the string. You can't play really fast with light picks. Anyone who says you can is flat out wrong, and I want them to challenge me on that. Because
They can play fast. They just play fast and bad.
yeah. It's easier to stay really tight at like high speeds with a thicker pick. This
Yeah.
is really specific and off topic. But you play guitar. That's like a thing.
Yeah, I play with
So
light
I
picks.
started
but-
playing guitar, and I
Well,
went to
acoustic, I like more with light picks. I like the sound of it.
No, they
yeah.
sound better
Yeah.
that way.
I started playing acoustic, and I went to K&S Music, and I didn't even know.
Oh,
that,
they're our
like,
friends, bro.
I had
Great
I
guys.
had no idea that like there were different picks,
Yeah.
and I was like, dang, do I get like a soft one or like a stiff one? Like I have no idea. And so I got a super soft one, a super stiff one, and then one in the middle.
Yeah.
And I've just been messing around with it.
Dude, it was probably 4 years of me playing. Probably 6 years of me playing before I figured out what picks I liked. Like, yeah, literally, because you don't know enough about your technique until then to tell what is holding you back or
Exactly.
not.
I don't
Like,
even
to
like
tell the truth.
picks.
Yeah, you use picks sometimes.
I tried
Dude, Riley
bass
plays
players
bass
even
for everyone who
use
doesn't know
picks?
this.
Do they make?
Yeah.
Bass picks?
Yeah.
Yeah. I used. Oh fuck! What did I use? I used like millimeter picks from Dunlop.
Okay.
They're like the purple ones.
Do they make strings too? Dunlop.
Probably.
Okay. I think I might
I
have.
think we would know about this shit.
I think I might have a pair of pair.
I want to get an
set of
endorsement from
strings.
ESP though. That's the move that I want. So hopefully there's something within a year ESP endorse me. I mean, I'm an electronic artist, but like I play guitar live, so like come on.
I play Fenders. That'd be cool.
Yeah, that'd be cool. I mean, I also play the Jackson live too, though. But I like ESP more.
Mark, would you accept a sponsorship deal from Nikon?
Oh, that's a tough one. We shoot on Canon,
Oh, word.
and
So wait,
I'm part
is this about not liking Nikon, or is it about liking Canon?
Both.
both. I really don't like Nikon. Actually, I
Dude, you're
used the
burning a
Nikon one
bridge
time.
right now with a
All-
potential
I
sponsor.
know,
Well, here's the thing.
right?
All cameras can do what you want them to do if you get the right one. It doesn't matter
of
what
course.
brand it is.
Yeah.
And it really matters with the lens more than anything. But I'm part of the Never Nikon gang, so yeah, really
But if
cutting those ties.
Sony, if you want to sponsor us, we will switch.
Yeah,
directly
if
from
I
Canon.
if I go away from Canon ever, it's definitely gonna be with a Sony.
Yeah.
I just
get
like
the-
they have like a 3D effect to
Yeah,
their
like the
photos. I
Sony
don't know.
12 gauge, dude.
Yeah, the Sony 12 gauge.
Let's just all get signed by Sony at the same time.
Yeah,
They're
yeah.
like one of the biggest records.
Dude, that's insane though. That like people like them, Sony and Samsung, I feel like they're in everything.
Yeah, so it's like Yamaha, bro.
Yeah.
Like, Yamaha has like keyboards and
Guitars.
TVs and jet skis, and is that the same Yamaha?
Yeah.
That's the
Okay,
same-
please
I would-
tell me it's the same Yamaha.
Thank
'cause-
God that was cleared up because that's a question that I've had since I was so young.
Yeah, yeah.
I saw Yamaha motorcycles,
You
and
know what's
then
a
I saw a
weird brand?
Yamaha guitar, and I was like,
Yeah.
this doesn't make any sense to me.
Have you ever heard of Eureka?
I don't know, maybe.
It's like a brand, and I have only ever seen 2 products made by Eureka:
Yeah.
camping tents and vacuum cleaners.
That's
what they
is
make.
different.
I bet you
don't know
there's
if they
some
make anything
crazy
else.
examples of this, though.
I don't know if they make
people
anything
in
else.
comments should go crazy here, like pointing out things.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because there's definitely a lot.
If I'm
know any of
wrong,
these
whoever
companies.
roasts me in the comments best gets a shout out.
yeah.
Yeah. That is weird. What are you gonna do? Vacuum your tent out in the woods?
I guess so.
Plug it into a tree.
No, it's a Bluetooth vacuum.
Oh, nice.
Wait, please tell me. That's,
I'm
that's
kidding,
like a
I'm
joke.
kidding.
That's
That
like a
doesn't work.
joke, right?
See,
That's like a
the
joke.
thing is, like, we're so far.
Second to read.
Wait,
We're
is this a
so
joke?
far in
It's a joke.
technology
Okay.
that it doesn't even like ring true because I totally thought you were true.
I
Like,
forget
being,
who
like,
it
truthful
was.
there.
I forget which one of my friends did this, but my one friend got a hose, like nozzle, just the nozzle to the hose.
Yeah.
And he started walking outside, and I was like, "Bro, don't you need the hose?" And he's like, "No, it's Bluetooth," and just like kept walking. I was like, "Oh," and I was like, "Wait, that doesn't work.
That happened
That
on the
does not
Carbonaro
work."
Effect. Yeah, that's like a thing, yeah.
What is that?
There's this like TV show called The Carbonaro Effect. Mr. Magician pranks
Yeah,
people.
yeah,
It's
yeah.
on
I've
after
seen
Impractical Jokers, so you get choking. You get 2 good back-to-back things, unless that one show comes on. But anyway, so yeah, he like did this thing where he was like filling people's drinks up with like a wireless like faucet thing, and it was like pretty funny. What'd you say?
soda guns from like.
Yeah, like soda
bars.
guns. That's what they're called.
but
Well,
it's
he was
wireless.
shooting milk and orange juice out of it, bro. That's not a soda gun.
It's still the same thing.
A
The
soda gun
carbonates
with
is a
orange
soda
juice.
gun.
You think milk is a soda?
No, ketchup's a soda. I'm calling it now.
Hot take.
fruit.
It's like it's made with fruit. It's like 75% sugar. It's a
Well, here's
soda.
the thing. Here's
Wow.
here's
And it's
here's a
like-
philosophical
Ketchup
question.
is soda.
I have a philosophical question.
Yeah,
Is ketchup considered a smoothie?
it's considered a fruit.
No.
It's a ground
Wait,
up.
hold up.
Yeah.
I just want to
It's
clarify.
so-
You
it's
think
too much
ketchup is a fruit?
No. But yes,
I just
I'm
wanna give
sticking
you-
by it. I'm sticking by it. Ketchup. They said pea's a fruit.
Pizza
They're like,
is a fruit.
No.
So ketchup.
Let me put a vegetable on a fruit.
Pizza is a fruit.
That is crazy.
See, last week we were like deep going off about like the meat
I
industry,
know.
and now we're like ketchup's a fruit.
So, top 3 cereals.
Whew, Lucky
Boom.
Charms.
Go for it.
Lucky Charms. That's it.
I don't even eat cereal.
All right, Lucky Charms, Cocoa Pebbles, and honeycombs.
Oh wow, I haven't had honeycombs in a minute.
Ooh, honeycombs is one of those cereals that like my mom would get like every like 6 months, and it was like
Yeah.
a huge treat.
No.
You know
Yeah.
what I'm saying?
Why do moms do that? Why do moms just randomly shuffle up the cereal? That's like
don't
a thing I
know.
wonder my whole life. Like I'd be into like whatever the hell it was, like Fruity Pebbles. Then like the next week it's like Cinnamon Toast Crunch, and I'm like, oh, and then I like love that. Then like a month goes by, it's like all Apple Jacks. Like literally like it's whatever the hell they
Apple
decide.
Jacks is garbage tier.
No.
What do you mean?
Dude, Apple-
Dude, are you
No.
joking?
Apple Jacks.
Have you
Apple
lost
Jacks
your
are
mind?
okay. They're okay.
Get this psychopath out of this podcast.
Yeah. So this podcast is only going to continue with me and Sean.
Yeah.
Thank you all for tuning in.
Hey, Ryan didn't do anything.
Jack
no, he
sucks
agreed with
gang.
Wait, you don't like Apple Jacks? Okay, yeah, they're
kidding,
gone.
I'm just kidding, I'm just
All
kidding.
plug their mics, bro. Like,
Not even the cinnamon kind?
Those are even worse.
Dude, the cinnamon.
I'm just kidding.
The cinnamon,
I'm
dude.
losing my shit right now. This is not okay.
No, Apple Jacks are good, but I,
didn't
wouldn't
know this
choose
would be
them
such a
over
controversial
Lucky Charms,
topic.
honeycombs, or Cocoa.
Lucky Charms are just the best, bro. Like, there's no.
Dude, don't they make Lucky Charms
Only-
as just marshmallows?
Only marshmallows.
I don't think that exists. At least
Dude, I
don't
swear
think
to God,
that's
you can
not
buy
even
that.
cereal.
I think they
buy
did a
that.
limited
This can't be
time
real.
You can
offer.
buy just the marshmallows.
This has
in
been a
big
thing in the
bags.
world.
That's
and-
not cereal anymore, though.
But it is marshmallows.
Well, Riley, who
It
are
is
you to
marshmallows.
say what's cereal and not?
Did you guys? I heard this on the
Cereal-
Juice World.
Cereal means there's like grain.
Is Cookie Crisp even cereal, or is that just small chocolate chip cookies?
Cocoa Crispy?
Cocoa
Cookie
Crisp.
Crispy? What are they
Cookie
called?
Crisp.
Are they
Cookie
Cookie
Crisp.
Crisps? Yeah. They're like the
Reese's?
Cuckoo for... Wait, no, that's... No,
That's
that's
the dog, right?
Cocoa for Cocoa Puffs. They have like Cookie Crisp. Or
Yeah,
something.
It's like the wolf
Yeah.
or whatever.
He's dope.
Reese's
I
But
love
is that a
best
cereal or is that
cereal.
just small cookies that you put in milk?
I don't know. Ask the cereal expert over here, Riley. What is it?
Sure it's cereal.
See, just so everyone knows, Riley and I have been really, really tight for like years. So we're just mean to each other. We're not just mean like, in general. Like years.
You should have kept that a secret.
Yeah.
Just keep it a thing. But I was watching the Hot Ones with Juice WRLD, right?
Yeah.
Today, and just came out today, and they talked about.
I just started watching Hot Ones literally within 24 hours.
It's a
ago,
great
so
show.
I'm happy.
I love Hot Ones.
It's dope.
So they were talking about a cereal that's powdered donuts. I don't know if I'm
I
like,
think I know what you're talking about.
but it's like
Do you eat
like
it?
a delicacy almost. Like it's kind of like for rich people. For
I
some
had
reason.
no idea that rich people, like celebrities, had a certain
Cereal.
interest towards cereal. 'Cause,
Oh,
like,
Tyler, the
I've
creator,
I've
loves
heard-
it.
Well, that's
exactly.
how-
I've heard so many like famous people in talk shows like talk about their cereal collection, like of 20 different types of cereal at one time.
Serial
I think it was
killers.
2 Chains. Might have been 2 Chains that has like 100 different selections of cereal at once.
Wow.
Wow.
Like so much.
But
so much
maybe
cereal.
that could just be because he's rich. So he
exactly,
just gets
but
like whatever cereal is.
But dude, but
That
rich people,
sounds, that
rich
sounds
people,
like a 2 Chains flex.
yeah.
I would hear that and get really
But
jealous.
if that's just a rich person thing, does that mean he has like 100 different of this and this and this, or is it
Dude,
just
maybe.
cereal?
Well, like cereal's pretty diverse. Like you can't have 100 different
Yeah,
types
true.
of bananas. You know what I
True.
mean? But he could have 100 different types of fruit,
True.
like ketchup,
He has 100 different shoes.
mustard.
No, mustard is a vegetable.
Yeah, mustard's a vegetable.
I have
Mustard is
20
peanut
different
butter.
brands of mayonnaise.
What do you mean?
it's made with like ground seeds, and that's how
Like
peanuts
peanut butter
happen.
is-
So
yeah.
it's mustard and peanut butter are the same thing, just with different seeds.
Yo,
Wow.
that reminds me of.
so deep.
This is so random. This is so random. Okay, but at lunch one time, my friend Mitch, he came in with a peanut butter and pickle sandwich, and I said
That's like a me thing.
I said that was the most disgusting thing I've ever heard, and he said try it, and it was one of the most amazing things I've
No,
ever
dude.
tried.
Like
Did he use like the sweet pickles?
It was so long ago I can't tell.
Okay.
Dude,
We can try.
I firmly believe that if you get a piece of bread and you put pretty much like 2 pieces of bread
Mm-hmm.
and you put pretty much anything good between them, it's dope. Especially like
Exactly.
pickles. Put pickles with anything. Put
Yeah.
peanut butter with anything. Put fucking like, dude, ketchup and mustard. Like, you know this, Riley. Being a vegetarian, everyone's like eating their sandwiches, and I'm like, oh, I'm hungry. I need food. I will make sandwiches that's just like cheese and mustard, and it's amazing. Like, I love it. Like, literally, and it's great. So yeah, that doesn't surprise me, bro. I'll try this, and it'll be amazing.
Pickles and peanut butter.
Yeah, that's quite different. Anybody else got a?
I don't know why it even sounds gross.
food?
Like what?
It does.
Why?
It sounds gross though.
Why? Like I love bread. I love peanut butter. I love pickles, but it just sounds gross together.
Kind of like milk with lemon in it. Like
Well, that actually like turns gross. Though.
so my girlfriend, she works at Dunkin', or used to, and people would actually get tea with milk and lemon in it. And she's like, "You do understand that it would like curdle like right away?" And they're like, "No, it won't. I get this every day." And I'm just like, how many people out there are
real
drinking
chunky.
But dude,
Yeah, they just think it's normal.
They're just compartmentalizing the information. That's the thing. They're like tea with like lemon in it. That's good. Tea with milk in it. That's good. So that's just it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like no one's thinking about milk and
Lemon.
Because if you said like, do you want lemon in your milk? They'd be like, no, what the hell? But like, you know what I mean? Because I didn't even notice at first. I was like, yeah, that's tea. And then I was like, wait, there's milk in that too. You know what I mean? Like,
That's disgusting.
yeah.
Yeah. I don't know. Like they're that kind of people out in the world, and that's kind of crazy.
Yeah, dude.
People that like chunky tea.
So we're about at an hour in this podcast, and I think it's time to wrap it up on this adventure of a conversation, starting with paranormal activity.
Yeah, there was so much still I had to say. We'll come back around Halloween time.
Sure.
Because we
Yeah.
gotta address some like
Oh,
counter
yeah.
arguments and that sort
Yo,
of
the,
thing.
the title for this is just gonna be Ghosts and Cereal.
Ghost and Cereal.
Yeah.
Welcome to the
Put
team.
the goats in there too.
Ghosts,
from the
goats,
music video.
and cereal.
Yeah, yeah.
Thank you for tuning in to the Ghosts, Goats, and Cereal podcast, episode number 2 of the Team Apollo experience. coming at adventure, journey, whatever.
Podcast.
Catch us back next week. And yeah, Ryan, hit him with the outro.
All right, this is the outro that I was not prepared for.
Like and subscribe is what I meant.
Yeah.
All right. Oh God.
You get nervous.
All right,
You'll get
Do
there.
not edit that out.
Yeah, no, this is all in.
Take a deep breath. Take a deep breath.
One take.
He actually took a deep breath.
Everyone out there, please don't forget to like and subscribe. Drop a comment. Let us know what you want to hear us talk about next week. See ya.